talking search engine optimization, otherwise known as SEO. If you were to start an SEO campaign for a new website, how would you go about doing that?
For starters, those of you who follow the show, who've listened to us discuss SEO in the past, I'm not a big fan of the idea of playing the game that is SEO for a number of reasons. The first being the fact that I can't control scale. The second being the fact that there's underlying mystery written into all of the changes that are affecting rankings. The third, of course, being the fact that all of these major search engine providers are billion-dollar companies, Google being the largest, and that their goal is not to support small business owners. Rather, it is to make share owners money and increase the overall revenue of their business. That said, if I were to advance an SEO cause, I would do it from an arm's length, which means that I would take a site that I feel is comparable and I would start by having a copywriter essentially dupe the site. Now, I don't mean word for word. I don't even mean that the content needs to necessarily speak to the same sort of subject matter as the site I'm trying to dupe. But overall, I'd basically want the same sort of word count, variety, quality. I'd buy the best copy that I can afford and first fill up the site with content, with pages, posts, etc. I'd get a ton of posts in the queue lined up so that once I do launch, I launch with steady and regular content. I'd probably hire a copywriter on some sort of retainer through sites like Elance or Freelancer and move forward with the building of the site. The construction of the site, I'd manage that myself. If I didn't know how to do that, I'd hire that out as well. That certainly shouldn't be costly at all. From there, I would look at the interlinking scheme of the site that I respect. The site that I respect ought to rank pretty well. They ought to be successful. I'm not trying to dupe the Titanic here. I want to dupe an effort that has proven itself. So I would, and I guess I should step back a second and emphasize that the site that I'm trying to duplicate ought to have healthy rankings. And if you don't know where to start for that, you can Google that. There must be 10 million programs. Alexa is a decent program that'll give you an overall ranking for a website and also fill you in on the sorts of keywords that it ranks for. So back to the construction of the site. When I build the site, I would build it with a interlinking, which means links within the content of my own site and sidebars, etc., being comparable to the site that I'm duplicating. After that, I would do an audit, an external link audit on the site that I am trying to dupe, the competitor's site, or perhaps a site that's not a competitor, regional player elsewhere, and I would extract their external links coming from third-party sites linking to theirs, and I would collect all of those. I'd put them in an Excel spreadsheet. I'd get right back onto Elance and I'd hire out an SEO team to replicate as many links with as much keyword variety as I possibly can in a very slow and systematic way. I'd probably, just to make the link growth seem quote-unquote natural, whatever that means, I would do it in a way that controls the speed of the link creation from the SEO team that I've hired. And the best way to arguably do that is just to get them on, again, a retainer and take that Excel spreadsheet and simply provide a good 10, 15, 25, whatever number you want to try with from the beginning, a good 10, 15, 25 links a week, and let them grow that thing. Do it with the understanding that this thing could blow up at any time, but again, that's the nature of the game. SEO is not where I like to start. I also don't like to finish there. I do like to mix it in, but I like to do it from arm's length for very obvious reasons. Lastly, social profiles certainly fit into SEO. This is the one thing that I would manage myself. I do that because the social profiles, the sites that are respective of my social existence, need to be quote-unquote refined. The links, the content that houses the links on external sites doesn't necessarily need to, but I'd like to control my social network, my social experience. I'm not going to speak to social properties right now because by the time I finish this day, I'm sure there'll be a new network or two that's relatively hot, and that's about it.